Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. I am Kirsty and this is Stuck in the Mud. Thank you to everyone who has been watching my videos. I really do hope they are helping you. Please remember to like the videos, and if you haven't already, why not subscribe, because it's free and together we can build a bigger community for OCD and anxiety sufferers to unite, because it's a really isolating thing to go through and I wouldn't wish it on anyone. As being a sufferer myself, it really helps to know that there's people out there who truly understand. In today's video, I wanted to try a little experiment with you guys, and it's something you may have heard of before. It's something I did with my own therapist, and I really think it highlights how OCD works, and that is the pink elephant experiment. Now, you don't have to use a pink elephant, you can use something else, but I will, for the purpose of today's video, I will start by using a pink elephant. So, what my therapist used to ask me to do was, she would say, think of a bright pink elephant. Right, okay, I've got that mental picture there. And then she would say, right, I want you to stop thinking about that elephant now. Just shut the door on it. I don't want you to think about that anymore. You know, just stop thinking of it. And the thing is, the way the mind works, you know, the way the whole brain works, I can guarantee you're still thinking of that pink elephant. Like I say, you don't have to use that. You could use a blue rhinoceros or a green kangaroo, anything. But yeah, just think about that for a minute. Have you stopped thinking of a pink elephant? Like, stop thinking about it. I want you to stop thinking about that pink elephant. It's impossible to do. The pink elephant will keep popping up in some way. You'll see it. You know, you're aware of it being there. And for someone to say that about OCD, intrusive thoughts, just stop thinking about it. You know, try and stop those thoughts. You know, we're trying to get rid of them all the time. And it just doesn't work, because guess what? They just keep popping up stronger and stronger. And the more we try to resist it, and the more, you know, we try and figure it out, try and work it out, try and change it, the bigger it gets. And the more we think about it, it starts to form, you know, these thought loops where we're just going round and round and round again. And that's the interesting thing with this experiment, because as an OCD sufferer for many, many years, you know, 40 years of my life, I've often found myself caught up in thought loops over a certain subject, a certain, you know, intrusive thought that's entered my mind. And the more we involve ourselves with it, the bigger it gets. Now, my therapist would say to me, you know, think of that pink elephant. Now, I want you now, she was going to leave the room, and I want you to think of that pink elephant and let it be there. And I don't want you to change anything about it. You know, just let it be there. The elephant can do what it wants. The elephant can gain spots. It can, you know, grow spikes on its back. It can change colour. It can do what it wants. Let the elephant do what it wants. And that's a great analogy, because, you know, that's what we've got to do with thoughts to heal from OCD, intrusive thoughts. We have to let the thought do whatever it wants, and it will twist and change. And this goes for intrusive thoughts over anything. The subject matters. They're all, you know, they're all different flavors of the same ice cream. You know, that the subtype of OCD may change, the thoughts will change, but the way we treat them remains the same. We let those thoughts be there. It's all OCD. And the more we try and work something out, try and analyze it, you know, and go over it, try and stop or try and push away a thought, you know, the more we do that, the bigger it gets, because our brain is thinking, this is important. I need to pay attention here, and I need to figure this out. I need to work everything out, because that way it will go away. It will be gone. It'll be the end of the thought. You know, but we often with OCD will try and distract ourselves and You know, we're telling ourselves, we're teaching our brain that, you know, it's not, that shouldn't be there. And our brain is thinking, well, that must be important then, because we're investing so much time and importance to this subject that we need to remember it. And that's why these thoughts won't go away, because we're involving ourselves too much. And that's why I talk a lot in my videos about letting the thoughts be there, and with as little, you know, as little involvement as possible. So we can be aware of it. Like, we know that pink elephant's still there. You know, like I said, it's changing colour, it's growing, you know, it's growing horns out of its back or spikes. It's, you know, it's getting spots. It's doing all different kinds of things. It can be moving. You know, it doesn't have to be the same kind of elephant. It can change and do whatever it wants. But we don't have to involve ourselves with it. We can be aware it's there and let it do what it wants. And it's a very difficult thing to grasp at first when you do this kind of treatment with OCD, because we're automatically trained, and in the way our brain works with OCD, we want to figure everything out. We want to, you know, we want to get to the bottom of everything. We want to come to some kind of conclusion and certainty over something. But I know a lot of you will be watching this, and I did the same, I think, when I did this exercise, thinking, well, yeah, but that pink elephant's not particularly scary. You know, it's not like one of these really horrifying, intrusive thoughts I get. And I get that. But this is just the analogy of the way the brain works and why this is important for recovery, because the more we involve ourselves, you know, the more we try and distract ourselves, the more we try and push these thoughts out, the stronger they become. And you know what will happen with that pink elephant after a while if we just let it be there? We don't change it, we let it do what it wants. It can change, it can move, it can change position, it can do anything it wants. But the more we just leave it alone to do that, we get on with our day, we do what we need to do. But we don't give it our attention, don't give it our time, just let it hang out there. It's like you're coexisting with it. But we have a different relationship with it now, because we're saying, well, I know what that is. It's just a pink elephant, like, do what it wants. But we're letting it be there. And once we can get to grips with that and really practice that consistently, we'll notice that, you know, in about 10 minutes time, we think, oh, I'd completely forgotten about that pink elephant. You know, it's gone. You know, and you were doing something else. And that's not distraction. Distraction is a different thing, because we're like, no, I need to get on and I need to stop thinking about this. I need to do something. Or, you know, that's different. But when we're letting something be there and coexist with us, that's not distraction. By getting on with your day and doing what you need to do in your day, that is not distraction. It's a very different thing. So we have to let it be there. And that can be a hard thing, especially with the nature of the type of OCD intrusive thoughts you might get. We can feel like that's a step too far. You know, I just want them gone. I want them out of my mind. I don't want to be thinking about this any longer. But it's worth practicing that experiment, because the more we involve ourselves, you know, the more likely we're going to get caught up in, you know, rumination, where we're trying to figure it out. And that is a compulsion in itself. You know, it's a ritual in itself. And then the other physical rituals, you know, whether it's mental or physical, you know, they're all rituals. And that is a thing, you know, that's how it develops, OCD. It just gets bigger and bigger and bigger. But if we can let that hang out there, doing its own thing, it will fade away on its own. It will dissolve, because that's how the mind works. When we leave something alone, it will dissolve. And it's took me a long time to get to this point where I am now in my healing journey from OCD, because I wasn't truly leaving these thoughts alone. I was involving myself on some level. I had to come to some place of acceptance that was actually what I was doing, because I would swear blind. You know, I'm doing what I'm supposed to do, but I'm still thinking of these things. And yeah, I do have OCD. I still have OCD, but I don't have the same relationship with those thoughts. I know it's OCD. I know they're intrusive thoughts. And once you can come to that place of acceptance, and, you know, you're going to get OCD trying to trip you up. It tries to trip me up. You know, it does. It'll say, well, what if it isn't OCD? You know, you'll get all the what ifs, and that is classic OCD. But if we can stand firm and let those pink elephants be there, whatever, blue rhinos, whatever you want it to be, let those intrusive thoughts be there. And I can guarantee they do dissolve. You know, I've definitely come on leaps and bounds, and I know you can too. And it's going to be small steps every day. This isn't a quick fix. It takes time to actually get to a place where you do this consistently. And you know, changing any kind of behavior takes time, and changing the way we relate to these thoughts with OCD is going to take some time. You know, like for me, it's been a lifetime thing for me. And I'm sure there's many of you out there as well where it has been, you know, it's been detrimental your whole life. It's really affected your life and your ability to function. So this is not a quick fix. It takes time, but it's worth it. All those little steps every day, you know, be kind to yourself. That is a really important factor in this. Be kind. You know, if we trip up and we get pulled in, we just go, hey, I know that what happened. I've been tripped up again. It's OCD. Right, I know what to do. You know, we don't have to be so harsh on ourselves, because I think that's definitely where I've been in the past, where I get frustrated with myself and just, you know, I think I can't do this. You know, I just want them gone. I just want these thoughts gone. But if we can approach it the right way and just be that little bit more compassionate with ourselves when we do get tripped up and we do get, you know, OCD gets our attention, you know, we can just pull back and go, you know, yeah, I know what to do. I know you're there. I know you're trying to trip me up, but it's fine. I'm just going to move on with my day. Let that thought be there. I talk a lot in my videos about how you can bridge that gap. You know, either it's like the telephone going off and you don't answer it, or, you know, it's just like the thoughts like a cloud passing by. I talk a lot about ways that you can do that if you're struggling with just letting the thoughts be there. You can do it. There's little ways you can actually do that, like, you know, thinking of the thought like a train coming in at the station, but you don't get on board with it. You know, you stay at the station. You let that thought pass you by. You know, there's little things that, you know, if you're struggling at first to let them be there, these are just little ways you can handle those intrusive thoughts if they come along. So I talk about this in many of my videos, but I wanted to share this simple but effective experiment because it's something like I have done in therapy, and if you haven't heard of it before, you know, this is something that could really help you, just make you see that these are all OCD thoughts. You know, the more you involve yourself, the bigger they get, and you don't deserve to be there. Nobody deserves to have their life so impacted by OCD lies and intrusive thoughts and rituals that take so much time, and, you know, they really do make our lives, you know, our world smaller, because we're just not living the fulfilling life that we deserve. So I really hope this experiment has been useful for you today. Let me know in the comments if this is something you've done before, or you've just found out about it here today, and let me know how you get on. But thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.